Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Scaduto and I will be talking about diversity and culture. Please note that this recording is not going to be posted to the conference tool. I was having technical difficulties, however I'll try my best to acknowledge every slide as I am talking to it. On the first slide it says, what is culture? Our textbook defines culture as a system of values and norms that are shared among a group of people and that when taken together constitute a design for living. Culture can also be defined as the set of shared attitudes, values, goals, and practices that characterize an institution or organization. On the next slide, you will see an image of the 6 determinants of culture. This image was taken from our textbook and outlines the different aspects of culture. First, the determinant will be social structure. This is the basic social organization of a society. The next determinant that I will outline is language. It is the spoken and unspoken means of communication. Religion, a system of shared beliefs and rituals concerned with the realm of sacred. Throughout this class, we have learned a lot about religion and the different ones within society today. The next determinant will be education, which is a medium through which individuals learn many language, conceptual, and technical skills that are indispensable in modern society. The second to last determinant is going to be the economic philosophy. This is exploring government's involvement in business and how it affects the production of goods and services. And the last determinant is political philosophy, which is the system of government within a nation and how it affects legal systems. On the next slide, I have a question. What is diversity? Diversity can be defined as a dimension that is used to differentiate any groups of people from one another. On the next slide, you will see an image. There's a big globe and multiple flags that surround the globe, almost like a blanket wrapped around it. The caption says, "A taste of culture." Within this presentation, I will be outlining how do fast food establishments overcome diversity and successfully expand internationally. Throughout this course, we did a lot of individual projects and discussions that outlined how different companies expanded abroad. So today I will be exploring specifically fast food establishments and how they have become successful despite having diversity and differences. On the next slide, there will be 3 different logos. I'm going to ask the question, do these logos look familiar? To me, they do. You'll have to make your own assessment when you watch the video coinciding with my presentation. On the left-hand side, there's the double arches. Does anybody know what that is? If you're thinking McDonald's, you're correct. This is a popular food burger establishment that originated in the United States. Next to the McDonald's logo, there is a coffee with an orange and pink banner surrounding it. If you're thinking Dunkin' Donuts, you're correct as well. This is a popular coffee establishment that originated in the US. And lastly, on the far right, there's a pizza box that has a domino shape on it, and it's Domino's Pizza, which is a popular pizza establishment that also originated in the US. So the main commonality between these 3 establishments is that they originated in the US, however, they also have successfully expanded abroad. As we continue the presentation, I'll be exploring how they had the ability to do so. On the next slide, the question that is proposed is, how do fast food franchises expand abroad successfully? So the first way, fast food franchises embrace and engage consumers in each culture they enter. They study local customs and taste profiles. The second way that the franchises expand successfully is that franchises create partnerships who are familiar with the region and can offer knowledge and constant feedback. So within the next couple of slides, I'll be exploring both of these and explaining how this has helped these franchises to become successful. So the first one, fast food franchises embrace and engage consumers in each culture they enter. The franchises study local customs and taste profiles. So, franchises tweak certain menu items to fit in with the local culture abroad. So we have a couple of examples on this slide. The first one is going to be Burger King and McDonald's glaze their burgers in squid ink within Japan in order to adapt to the local tastes. So within an American McDonald's or Burger King, that's not something typical. However, in order for them to become successful, they had to create a menu option that really fit in with the local culture and made people feel as though they were eating at an establishment that is in Japan. The next is going to be in India. Consumers often practice Hinduism, which is a religion that does not allow people to eat cattle that was slaughtered. So, as a result, McDonald's in India offers a chicken Mahara Mac, which is comparable to what we know as the Big Mac. But instead of having meat, they use a double layer of grilled chicken patties in order to adhere to the population who has these dietary restrictions due to religious beliefs. So when expanding abroad, you also have to keep in mind people's religious beliefs and make sure that you're open to what that might mean in terms of creating a menu selection that makes people feel comfortable. Another example about a company that expanded abroad is Domino's. So there's two different examples I have here. Domino's within South Korea, they had a menu option with sweet potatoes mousse stuffed within the crust. So I think this is something that's a little more similar to maybe some cultural options within the United States. However, not necessarily something that I've heard of, but maybe if it's successful there, they may bring it back to the United States. And then in India, Domino's offers a curry pizza option in order to adhere to the local taste. And the last example that I have is Dunkin' Donuts in China offers a dry pork and seaweed donut. So this is definitely something that I've never experienced or seen. However, based on understanding the local taste and demands within China, this has proven successful for them. Moving on to the next slide. So you're not going to be able to see this, but it is a picture of the traditional McFlurry from McDonald's. It's going to be a McDonald's favorite from a dessert perspective. And in Switzerland, McDonald's made McFlurries specific to the Swiss population. So it is a McFlurry made with Toblerone, the Swiss chocolate with nougat, almonds, and honey. So that's just an additional way that McDonald's has catered to that market and really expanded to make sure that it fits in with the local tastes. Moving on to the next slide. This is going to be the second topic that we discussed at the beginning of the presentation. The franchises create partnerships who are familiar with the region and can offer knowledge and constant feedback. So, the franchises create strong partnerships who can provide them various insights to local culture. So there's a couple of things that these partnerships provide insight to. They're able to tell them about the local ingredients that are used within that area. So sometimes certain areas don't like using, say, oil, for instance. It's important for these nuances to be alerted and made aware about. So additionally, the partners can explain who the competitors are with the market and foresee how to compete strategically. So it's important because if you know that another area or fast food chain does a really nice job creating one type of menu option, then you have to be strategic when you set up that same menu option within your restaurant. So the other thing that partnerships allow is the ability to understand cultural norms, such as providing alcoholic beverages. So in a lot of countries in Europe, the drinking age is a lot lower than in the United States. So a lot of fast food or even restaurants allow drinks to be purchased or alcoholic beverages to be purchased. So in order to stay competitive, this is something that's important to be aware of. And lastly, it is very important for a franchise to be aware of the portion size that is specific within the nation or country they're entering. A portion size within the United States has been proven to be very, very different from a portion size within Europe. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when expanding abroad. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.